Hello everybody! Do you want to learn a new biology topic with me? Well, I have a very interesting one for you. It's called cells. Cells is a very important part of biology, and I will give you a brief explanation on what it is and what are the parts of it. Cells are the smallest unit of a living organism. So basically, if you want to find what is the smallest part of you, it's basically a cell. That's the answer. The cells are also the building blocks of life, and I will tell you and explain to you that why is that. There are different types of cells, such as brain cells and nerve cells. Brain cells can help you think, which is very good in daily life, while nerve cells can be as long as from your head to your feet, which is a really cool actually. Okay, so there are so many different types of cells, so of course we need to classify them, and there are two groups: eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells prokaryotic cells have no nucleus at all, and they're basically made out of one cell, such as bacteria. And the DNA in prokaryotic cells just float around with no nucleus at all. So that's it. Now, eukaryotic cells are a bit more complex and much bigger than prokaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells are made up of the cell wall, the cytoplasm, the nucleus, and the lysosomes, and I will explain every feature of those. The cell membrane, or the cell wall, is basically a thin but very strong layer of the cell. It is basically like a guard for the cell. It controls what comes in and what comes out, and it also prevents deadly stuff from coming in. So that's really good, and it's one of the most important factors of the cell.
Like a barrier?
Yeah, exactly. Next is the mitochondria, which is a really important part of the cell as well. It's basically called the powerhouse of the cell, and it basically the food you eat combines with oxygen in the mitochondria, and it basically gives energy to the cell. So yeah, it's a really important part. Next is the nucleus, which is basically the brains of the cell, and you've probably heard of this part of the cell a lot, and I know why, because there's chromosomes, which include genes, which basically control how you look like your eye color, your hair, basically that.
The DNA?
Yeah, and the DNA. DNA is basically like a shortcut of the full word, which is pretty hard to pronounce. I think it's deoxyribonucleic acid. Yeah, that's the full word. It's pretty hard, but yeah. Next is the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm includes all the organelles of the cell. The cytoplasm is mostly water, let's say. Yeah, and it basically consists of water and the organelles. All of the parts of the cell live there. Next is the lysosomes. These are really important because they help clean the waste of the cell, and they're basically called the cell cleaners. So those are the parts of the cell for eukaryotic. I'm gonna now share some facts about the cell. Did you know that Robert Hooke discovered the cell? Basically, he couldn't really find out what the parts of it were, since the technology wasn't very advanced during those days. And yeah, that's why he's a really important figure in biology, and we will all remember his name. Another fact is, did you know that cells are one of the smallest units of life? But did you know there's actually a really big cell that you can see right now? The yolk of an egg is actually a cell as well. You know, one of the biggest ones are ostrich eggs. Yeah, the egg yolk is basically a cell. And did you know that cells, when combined together, form tissue and muscle? That's why we are all basically just a working cell machine, and we are all composed of cells. Another fact is that, did you know what you have in common with plants, animals, and yourself? Well, yes, you all are living, but you are all basically composed of cells. There are animal cells and plant cells, and there's so many different types, and they all have a role working in our body. Now, cells may sound good and all, but there are some other cells which which can be deadly sometimes, such as cancer cells. Cancer cells are basically abnormal cells that grow in the body. Unlike normal cells, they know when to reproduce and when to die. But cancer cells are not like that at all. They're abnormal cells that grow in the body, and they rapidly multiply, causing it to be very hard to stop sometimes. And they don't know when to die, which they pretty much don't at all. And they can rapidly divide, cell division, and they can form lumps called tumors. And some of those, and the cancer cells surrounding the tumors can damage the healthy cell tissues that live around it, which can make a person very sick. Some cancer cells will also travel throughout the body and cause more tumors. So yeah, if you have cancer, then you pretty much have to get it treated as fast as you can, because it can be hard to stop. And scientists are trying to find out ways to stop this really fast. And don't worry, because there are some treatments such as chemotherapy which kill the cancer cells in your body, which can sometimes be successful and sometimes not. But it can also cause hair loss or hair fall. By the way, cancer doesn't actually cause hair fall, it's the chemotherapy that does, which is such a common misconception between cancer and hair loss. So yeah, some things that can cause cancer can be radiation, smoking, and the overdose of alcohol. So if you want to have a healthy life, then prevent all of those stuff. There are also different types of cancers as well. That's why it makes it very hard to treat. So yes, now you know that cells can sometimes be really good or either really bad / deadly. So yeah, that's pretty much about cells and cancer, and this is a really good topic to talk about.
What are the prevention of cancer?
Oh, some preventions of cancer is maintaining a healthy weight, exercising a lot, yes, and avoid smoking tobacco or drinking any alcohol at a young age, or pretty much any age. Next is to
Chemicals.
Oh yeah, avoid chemicals, or if you ever need to be in touch with them, always make sure to wear protection such as a mask, and just don't try to breathe them in. Also, pretty much stay away from pollution as well. That can be a good cause of cancer. Some other causes of cancer is
food.
Oh yeah, the food you eat, such as burnt foods. Avoid that at all costs. So, and make sure to
Radiation.
Oh yeah, and radiation. Some such as the sun can be a deadly cause of cancer as well, and also some jobs that include lasers or something. Yeah, that can be one cause of cancer as well.
CT scans.
Hmm?
CT scans. X-rays.
Oh, X-rays as well can be dangerous as well if you come in contact with them
Many times.
many times, which sometimes is okay, but a lot is not really that good for you. So those are the causes of cancer, and I hope you
How about the plant cells?
plant cells. Oh yeah, there are actually a lot of plants around us right now, and yes, all of them have plant cells as well, such as this grass and even the leaves in this tree. Do you know why leaves are green? Because of this thing called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll can make the leaves turn green in plants. That's why you rarely see any different types of colors. And yeah, now every living organism has one thing in common, which is cells. It is everywhere. Did you know that the average human has 75 trillion cells? Yes, that is a lot. And did you know that 10,000 cells can fit on the head of a pin? That is a lot of cells. And yeah, there's also a different type. This is a part of biology, which is basically, I think, the study of life. Yeah, that is. And I will have so many more topics with biology, and this is one of them actually. So yeah. And look at all of these cats over here. They're really cute. Yeah, there's some over there
Are
as
they
well.
made of cells too?
Yeah, of course. Basically, any living thing is made of cells. Like this bench, no, it isn't, because obviously it's not living.
Non-living.
Me? Yes, I am composed of cells. The plants around us, yes, they're composed of cells as well. They're pretty much everywhere. You can't escape them. So yeah. Yeah, we're here at the park right now. It's really good. So cute.
Where's Sky go to
spring. Where's Sky? Oh.
What's that?
Baby cat. Guys, look, there's a baby cat here.
Oh. Where?
Here.
Hala, it will bite you, Kai.
It won't, it can't. So, yeah, look at this. It's also composed of cells as well. Look at it. So, oh, so this is the end of the video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.